Alright guys, I'm back and this time I'm making hamburger. I live in an apartment so I can't like go outside and throw some charcoal on the grill. I gotta cook inside. So I'm using my stainless steel pan and I'm gonna make some delicious hamburger. Alright, so I don't have a grill, but I do have my stainless steel pan. Here we go. Alright, it's focus camera. We're doing a job here, alright? We're gonna be cooking this 3rd pound burger I got right here. It's frozen still, but don't worry about it. Alright. The pan is dirty, but that's perfect because that means it's got all the fats and flavors from the previous things I cooked, like another hamburger, steak, breakfast sausage. It's delicious. Yeah, it just looks gross, but trust me, there's flavor in there. On the burger, we're going to be putting Szechuan pepper, salt and spice blend, freshly cracked, some Saison Tropical. Point the camera at the thing, dummy. We have sweet dill pickle that I made, 2 slices left in there, perfect. We got the last slice of extra sharp yellow cheddar I had in my fridge. Nice thick boy, only need 1, that's cool. And I got 2 eggs to slap on top. And I've already gone ahead and put some olive oil in the pan, and we're going to heat these up to a nice, no, not size, nice medium heat. Same for this one. Alright, and we're just going to wait for those to heat up. I want it to be nice and hot when I put the burger in so I get a good sear on it. That way I don't overcook it trying to get that Maillard reaction going to get a nice crust on it, as it were. So we're just gonna give that a couple minutes to heat up, and I'm gonna go grab the bread that I forgot to take out for this shot. Alright, we're back. I got my bread out, and I also grabbed, how could I forget, some mustard. I have here some whole grain old style mustard. It's a little funky tasting, but it definitely tastes different than the mustard most people know, but it tastes great. Alright, this is hot. You can kind of see a little bit of steam coming up. I guess the camera's not really capturing it very well. Ignore that. Anyway, I'm gonna start cooking. Take the paper off. Slap it down in there. Get a nice sizzle on that. Alright, while I wait for that to cook, I'm going to start on the egg. Well, I tried. Got a little bit of shell in there. I don't have a camera stand, so I'm just going to have to wing it. Okay, no shell that time. Cool. Alright. Stir this up. I can make a breakfast, baby. This will probably cook faster, but oh well. Cool, the burner's coming up purple on the camera. It's actually red for me. My eyes, which cannot detect whatever my camera is detecting. So that's cool. Just stirring it constantly, letting the hamburger sear, not touching it. Alright, the pan's moving around a lot because I only have one hand free to cook with, but whatever. Alright, now we're gonna, alright, I'm gonna have to hold this with my chin. Shit. So it turns out I couldn't do that one-handed, and I dropped my phone, but that's cool. You're just going to have to trust that I cracked some Szechuan pepper in there. It's looking great. It's starting to firm up. I'm just going to go ahead and try my best to make sure it gets cooked through. I want it to hold together well on top of my burger. Alright, it's starting to look reminiscent of a slab of egg, which is what I want, in case you're wondering. Wash the hand that I used to crack egg, and I got egg all over. Alright. This is looking good. I think it's got a sear on it, but now let's... There we go, that felt solid. Oh yeah, that's good. Alright, now we're going to take the saison, see if I can unscrew it. Okay. Alright, I'm back. I need both hands. Okay, here we go. I'm going to sprinkle this on. There we go. Set that to the side. I should have done this ahead of time. I did not plan well for the fact that I have one hand right now. Also time to flip the egg. Oh yeah, there we go. Egg's almost done. Burger's cooking. Gotta melt some cheese on. There we go. That on there. Alright. Finishing up, I should try to open this mustard. Nah, it's not happening. Alright, I'm back again. Anyway, I'll take some of this mustard, spread it on one of the pieces of bread. It's a little hard to spread because it is whole grain, so you just gotta kind of work it around. Try not to scrape the bread because you can very easily knock away the pieces you already spread. Whatever. Good enough. Alright, egg is done. Slap it on. Now if I had another slice of cheese, I'd put it on top of that hot egg right there. That would work perfectly. Remember, turn off the burner, kids. Set that to the side. Burger's still cooking. That one's going to take a little longer. I'll get the pickle jar open while I'm waiting. Alright. Sadly, this is the last two slices of sandwich pickle I have left. I do have these spears that I haven't opened yet since I jarred them, but I'm not going to open them right now. I've already got these to put on my burger. Alright. Let's do some cream up while we wait. Oh yeah, egg all over the stove. Very nice. Alright, last paper towel. I'm very good at planning if you can't tell. Come on. I should have put the lid on here so I could smoke it. But also melt the cheese. Let's go ahead and do that. That'll help the cheese melt faster, and any smoke and steam will be captured in there. Help it cook a little faster too. Sad. Go ahead and fish these pickles out while we're waiting. You can see through the pickle, by the way. Someone once asked me for the recipe for this because they said my pickles are insanely delicious, and I told them, lol, I don't know, I just kind of winged it. So, unfortunately I don't have a recipe, but I am going to reuse this pickling for one more set. You can reuse your pickling juice roughly once or twice, maybe, depending on how strong it is. But if you do reuse it, you should definitely store it in the fridge just in case the vinegar is no longer strong enough, because every time you use the pickling juice, the vinegar gets soaked into the vegetable in question and you lose the potency of the vinegar. So each subsequent pickling, you're not going to have as much vinegar, and that's ready. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, that's looking good. Fresh off the grill. I'm gonna scrape a little bit of this off. That looks delicious. bit on that one. Oh yeah, we getting nasty up in here. All right. Turn the burner on. Set this aside. Top my burger. There we go. See a little bit of that hamburger juice squirted out? She's juicy. Alright. Alright, I found more paper towels and I cleaned up. And so just in case you're worried about my chaotic nature, I do clean up after myself when I cook, as you should. I tried to clean up while I was cooking, which I normally do, but I was also recording, so whatever. But we have this burger here. Oh, by the way, these are some tomatoes from my garden outside. A couple of these already don't look great. This one looks good. Oh, shit. Anyway. Baby. Alright. I have my burger here. It's looking delicious and smelling good. Now, I've had this a few times already. I know it's delicious, but what I'm going to do as an experiment is I'm going to put some Jamaican jerk barbecue sauce on this baby. Now, hopefully, this doesn't ruin it. I don't think it will, because this stuff's good. I actually ate a steak with it last night. That might be too much. Well. Alright. Lunchtime. You know? Oh my god, so juicy. the burger is wet. That was good stuff right there. I've made this a few times. Dave kept begging me, Brad, for the love of God, record yourself making it. It looks too good. I kept sending him pictures, and he's like, stop teasing me. Show me how to make it. And I'm like, all right, fine. When I'm bored, I guess. When my wife's not home. Those are good. When I let my dog clean this plate after I'm done eating, he's gonna go wild. He's gonna be like, "Oh my god, thank you. The juices are so good. Oh no, thank you." I'm like, yeah, whatever. Then. And it can be hard to find a stainless steel pan. I had a hard time finding it actually. I think I went to Walmart and Publix, and all they had was the non-stick Teflon, whatever the fuck they call them, the copper and all that shit. I'm like, I don't want a pan that I have to get a rubber spatula for. I mean, I have plenty of those. But the problem is that when you're cooking like a steak or a fish fillet or a burger, you can't just like really scrape under it. Those spatulas are thicker because they're rubber. They have to be soft so they don't scratch the pan, which makes it harder to pick up more delicate things or things that you have seared and you want to really scrape under. Stainless or the non-stick is great for eggs. You saw I used it, but for meats, I love a good stainless steel pan. I'm not sponsored by any stainless steel pan companies, but if you are a stainless steel pan company, contact me. I would absolutely love to sponsor your product, assuming it's of good quality. These are so juicy. You can see it dripping on my plate. And I did mention earlier that this is keto bread. I have found it at Walmart and Publix. It might be harder to find if you live outside of a city. I don't know what the availability of it is, but while not technically keto because it's not high enough in fat and low enough in carbs, it is significantly lower in carbs than any other bread you're going to find on the shelf. I mean, we're talking a third or half as many carbs. And the keto diet is all about ratios, so as long as you get enough fat and protein from the rest of your meal, you're fine. I am getting some carbs eating this. I am getting a little bit of sugar that might have soaked into the pickle. My burger is so juicy that it's falling apart. I mean, look at that. The bread is soaked. I mean, this is good. I don't know what else I could do to convince you. It's delicious. Very good. The extra sharp cheddar, really good. Nice thick slice. You can see it melted onto the burger. Adds a nice contrast to the egg and the meat. Helps hold it together not very well, I'm gonna be honest, because it's just so juicy. And I did add the sauce on top of the cheese. If I hadn't added the sauce and the pickles, the cheese would be holding the bread on a lot better than it is. I keep looking at the middle of my phone instead of the camera because I'm not used to this. But I'll get better, I promise. As you'll notice, this time it's recorded horizontally. I started recording vertically and then I was like, wait a second, we gotta start over. So that's why the burners were already hot when this video started. I had to retake it. There's so many flavors going on here that you can't really, or I can't really, tell the mustard apart. But mustard, the old style mustard that you saw me putting on, it does have a nice sort of pungent, sort of almost sour flavor to it. It still distinctly tastes like a kind of mustard, but it is different enough. You may or may not like it, but it's worth giving it a shot. This is really good. But yeah, you can taste the Saison seasoning. You can taste the Szechuan peppers. You can taste the jerk. It's not too spicy. This brand, Grace, not too spicy. It's got a nice flavor to it. It's probably not like traditional because it's not super spicy. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Cook your own food, and I'll try to remember to look at the camera.